Hi INFJs, welcome back to my channel. So for years, I absolutely hated my empathy. Like pretty much my entire life. My empathy, it was a part of me that I tried to get rid of. I despised it. People would tell me, it's your gift, it's beautiful, lean into it. I definitely did not see it as a gift. I'd think, you've got to be kidding me. That's the very thing that makes life very difficult for me. It's what makes people treat me horrible and makes me treat them like kings and queens after they humiliated me, used me, made me feel horrible about myself. It's what made me keep being nice to people who clearly didn't care if they hurt me. Why on earth would I want to lean into that? I want to rip that part of me out. So in today's video, we're talking about why so many INFJs hate their empathy and what might actually be hiding underneath that hatred. This is something I've been thinking about and something I've been working on deeply, and I want to share it with you. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Trina. I'm an INFJ. I show up here and do videos so I can help INFJs and neurodivergent INFJs remember who they were before the world told them who they weren't. I love sharing resources, so don't forget to check out the resource section in the description of this video. I hope you find my videos helpful. I'm glad you found my channel. If you're returning, hey, welcome back. You guys are amazing. If you haven't yet, I invite you to like this video. Feel free to share it and subscribe to my channel. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate your support. Your support helps me come back and do these videos for you again and again. Okay, let's get into this. I'm getting vulnerable today, and I'm excited about it. I'm usually scared. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that when I get vulnerable, I'm usually pretty nervous, stumble with my words, because INFJs don't like vulnerability. I'm getting pretty used to it now, and it's very helpful. Not only for me, but for a lot of people. So we're getting vulnerable today. I'm excited about it. But let me ask you something first. Have you ever felt angry at your own empathy? I'm curious about it. If you'd like, I'd love for you to drop it in the comments. I want to know. Do you ask yourself, why do I keep being nice, allowing everyone to hurt me, but no matter what, I can't seem to shut it off. I can't seem to help it. That's how I used to feel. This was just me. If somebody upset me, I'd fix it. If somebody was angry, I'd soften myself to make them feel better, to calm them down. If somebody was cold, I'd overextend to make them like me. It looked like kindness, sort of. I also felt that it looked like foolishness. I felt like a fool at the same time, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't turn it off. It was just something that I automatically did. And I was like, why? I hate this. But it wasn't kindness. It was fear. The fear of being disliked, rejected, or abandoned yet again. There was someone in my life, well, a few people, but there was someone in my life who treated me terribly, dismissive, very cold, manipulative. And every single time, I'd still show up kind, apologizing for their bad treatment. Weird, right? And apologizing for things that weren't even my fault. Still trying to make it right. Why? Why? Have you ever done that? I can't be the only one. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done that. Be kind to someone who absolutely didn't deserve it. They didn't even deserve an ounce of your energy. 1 ounce more of that energy. Yet we over accommodate being nice to them. Let me know in the comments if you do that. For the longest time, I told myself, well, that's just my empathy. I'm just a nice person. That's who I am. But it wasn't empathy driving me. It wasn't empathy at all. It was something much deeper, a belief that I didn't even realize I had. It was so deep, and I lived by it for so many years, I didn't even realize it was there anymore. It was a very deep ingrained belief that I was a worthless piece of crud, that I don't matter and I never will because I will never be enough. Okay. I guess it's these beliefs. There are 3 of them that they all are braided together and they feed off each other. It's still something I'm working on. I haven't conquered it, but I did identify it. It took me years to admit to myself, years to actually even identify that they were there. but it was the invisible thread controlling everything. And it still is. I'm saying it still does this, but I'm aware of it now that this is what's going on. So I wasn't being kind to people out of empathy. I was being kind because I didn't want, if I wasn't kind, I didn't want proof that that belief was true, that any of those beliefs were true. I mean, that would have been horrible, right? So I had to be kind. I had to overextend. I had to accommodate. I had to be nice to people because I didn't want the proof that those beliefs were true. If I stood up for myself, set a boundary, and they rejected me, it would confirm I didn't matter. How hurtful would have that been, right? I mean, I've experienced it being with the wrong people. But if I stayed quiet, they would accept me, even for a slight moment. And it gave me proof that maybe I wasn't as worthless and pathetic as I felt. And that little bit of proof, or what I thought was proof, I would just grab onto that and hold on to it because that's what I needed. Does that resonate with you at all? Has the fear of rejection been stronger than your anger? Or maybe you were like me and you didn't know. You don't know. I didn't. For a long time, I was using kindness to earn proof that I mattered, that I'm allowed to actually exist in this world. That's not empathy. That's survival. But I thought it was empathy. And I think a lot of INFJs can relate to this. I've talked to many INFJs. I have many INFJ friends, and I see this pattern, especially since I identified it myself. I see it with a lot of them coming up. Maybe it's not the exact same beliefs, but they're very similar. We don't always let people treat us poorly because we're too empathetic. We do it because we're terrified that if we stop being nice, no one will want us. Can you relate to that feeling? That pressure to keep everyone happy, even when you're hurting? We confuse empathy with fawning. We confuse peace with self-abandonment, but they're not the same thing. Empathy is awareness. Fawning is fear. Two very different things. Once I realized that, things started shifting slowly. It wasn't my empathy that I hated. It was what I used it for. Empathy is neutral. It's just awareness, it's understanding and care. That's what it is. It becomes painful when it's used to earn love or to prove your worth. I didn't need to get rid of my empathy. I needed to heal the part of me that believed love had to be earned through pain. I'm curious, do you know what belief might be sitting underneath your people pleasing? If you're a people pleaser, have you ever thought about that? It's just something maybe to think about when you have a moment to reflect on and see if you can identify a pattern. Is there a belief that's lingering under there? If you've struggled with people pleasing and you can't seem to drop it, if you're a fawner, look at it and just say, what else is going on under there? When I started separating empathy from survival, things slowly got lighter. Stopped feeling so heavy all the time. That's the best way I can explain it because life always feels so heavy. I had small moments where it didn't cost me my peace, and that was huge. I'm learning that empathy can exist with boundaries. Those two things can actually exist together. Empathy can exist with saying no. Saying, no, you know what? This hurt me. You don't get to do that. Empathy still can exist with that. It can exist with walking away. Those two things can exist at the same time. So what would your empathy look like if you didn't use it for peace? Can you imagine how freeing that would feel? I can. I thought about this a lot lately, how freeing it would feel. Empathy isn't about being endlessly nice and available to everybody. It's about being real. It's about being able to understand someone's pain without shrinking yourself or sacrificing yourself to fix it. So have you ever hated your empathy? I'm very curious about this. If you've ever thought, this is my weakness, it's not a gift. I see this all over the internet that INFJs, one of their main gifts, natural gift we're born with is empathy. It's not a gift. It's not a strength. It's a weakness. Have you ever felt that way? It's what allows others to treat us like scum, right? This is what I thought. I would invite you to look deeper. If you have those same feelings, just look a little bit deeper into that, maybe a lot deeper. Do some reflection. Ask yourself, what belief might be living underneath these patterns? What story am I still trying to prove every time I overextend myself or abandon myself? What's going on with that? Because my empathy wasn't the problem. It isn't the problem. It never was. The problem is the lie that I am not enough unless I earn love and prove that I am lovable and not a useless piece of crud. That is something that I am working on right now. And like me, maybe it'll take you time to see it. It took me years, like pretty much most of my life, to see it. I wouldn't have admitted it, that I had those beliefs. I mean, really, who would admit that they actually truly believe that they're a useless piece of crud, right? It's pretty empowering that you do admit that that's actually how you feel, because you can start healing it. Once I did admit it, I saw how much it was controlling my life. It was crazy. It wasn't my empathy keeping me stuck like I believed it was my pain. So if you are like me and you've hated your empathy, take a quiet moment today and ask yourself, what's really going on under there? What beliefs might be quietly shaping the way that you're showing up for others and yourself? Because that's where real healing finally starts happening. That's where it begins. And if this video spoke to you today, I'd really love to know in the comments what part hit home most for you. I'd love for you to share if you would like to. Thanks for joining. I hope this was helpful for you. I really do. I invite you, if you haven't yet, to like this video. Feel free to share it. The more times it's shared, the more INFJs we get to help, and that's what it's all about. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate your support, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye for now.